Hello everybody, trying to make this quick. So I've got a side-by-side Frigidaire freezer and refrigerator here. I'm having issues with the condenser fan inside the freezer freezing up on me periodically, more and more frequently here lately. And so I'm going to try to get a permanent solution. There's a lot of videos out there on a quick fix, like using a blow dryer or unplugging it and letting it thaw. That's kind of annoying to have to do. So I think I figured out a solution to fix this permanently, and I'm not a YouTuber. I'll go ahead and say that right now. I just felt the need to make this video because I think it's going to help a lot of people out. It's a super annoying problem. What the symptoms are, I guess you could say, is that fridge would randomly start making a engine noise, a motorcycle noise. Sounded like a motorcycle was inside of the back of the fridge just revving up. This would happen randomly during the middle of the night. If you let it go on, it will just completely freeze up and you will get a high temperature notification on the front of the freezer panel there. So what I think is going on is this tube that supplies your ice tray with water, it is cut in half there. I'm honestly not sure why, but what the problem is that the cut goes all the way back into the tube, and when the water comes into the tube, it splashes out and it gets inside the ring there, which then drips down here onto the back of the panel and drips into the fan. So I've got the ice tray and ice maker taken out here. That's the wire harness. It's unplugged. It's kind of a pain in the butt. But normally you would see the back panel here. I've got it folded down here at the bottom. So I'm going to see if this permanent solution works. So what I'm going to do is put a piece of vinyl tubing essentially around that tube right there to make it a complete tube all the way out to prevent the splashing on the inside of the door there. So I'm going to show you the back of the fridge and how to get to the tube. So on the back right corner here, there is a green tube here, and there's a screw. I've taken it out. You can see the hole there, and then it just slides right out. It's got two pieces of foam. This model does anyways. Right there, it comes on out, and we're going to put the vinyl tube on that. There's a bigger hole there than this tube. See if I can show that. I need to clean this thing, and I will clean it really good before I put it back together. But you can see there's plenty of room there. So we're going to put that piece of vinyl on and then see how it looks. Okay, so here's what the tube looks like on it. This is just a piece of the thinnest that I could find 5/8 vinyl tubing at the grocery store or hardware store. Looks like this. I did go ahead and try to push it back in there, and it is pretty snug. So you've kind of got to corkscrew it to get it back in there, but once you get the initial plastic piece through there, it slides on in. So, and I've disconnected it from the water line because you don't have much slack back there. So I'm going to go ahead and reconnect it, and I'll show you what it looks like when I get it on there. Okay, so as I pushed it back in there, it actually widens up on the neck a little bit. So it's hard to tell from the video, but there's a little bit of a gap there. The screw is probably not going to go back in, but this thing is super snug. It's got a very good seal on it, probably better than what it had before. The only concern is that it is about 1/4 inch short, so hopefully that doesn't make it leak worse than it did before, but we're going to try it out. I'm going to leave it how it is. I'm going to reconnect the water supply line, and then we'll put the fridge back together and see how it goes. Actually, real quick, I just wanted to show you what it looks like in here. Pulled the vinyl back a little bit, but still we're not going to have the issue with the water leaking inside of the tube back there. If anything, it'll drip right here, which should still be long enough to hit the tray. So okay, so we've got it plugged back in. We've got the ice tray and the ice maker and the dispenser piece back in and plugged in. We've got the panel mostly back together. I wanted to show you what it looks like here. There is a little bit of a hangover there, so hopefully it'll not be leaking on us. So yeah, I didn't mention before the video, but just make sure that you unplug the refrigerator before you work on it. Pretty much a good rule of thumb for anything electrical that you work on. Just go ahead and unplug it before you get started. I also want to say I am not a refrigerator repairman or a mechanic. at all. I'm just a guy that's watched a lot of YouTube videos to get me to the point where I was, and then we'll see how this works. So I'm gonna update you in a couple of weeks. All right, so it's been a couple weeks, haven't heard a peep out of this thing. Normally would have had to defrost it at least 2 times in that period. The ice maker is working great. Everything seems to be fine, so yeah, looks like we fixed it. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments below, and if you wouldn't mind, give me a like on the way out. Thanks.